into the mindset of the entrepreneur, and specifically what challenges face small startup business owners and indeed those supporting startups and businesses as they grow, so that we can understand them and unravel them. I'm sure the Kauffmann Foundation has huge insights into this. What are you seeing as being the challenges and problems faced by entrepreneurs?
Well, first of all, Celia, congratulations on the brainstorm. It's absolutely fantastic. It's aptly labeled here at the Congress, because what we're really trying to do is have a global brainstorm here about just that very question. How do we stimulate the creation of more startup communities of entrepreneurs, and how do we make the path easier for them, certainly in their first 5 years of operation? It's a question that is trying to be answered from the context of, first of all, in terms of policies that create an enabling environment in these countries that allow it, make it easier for people to smooth the path for entrepreneurs to be able to go forward. But it's also one, I think, that's an even more important challenge for the entrepreneurial support community, because for all of us who try to help entrepreneurs, one of the challenges that we face is that the field has exploded. There are so many people in the field, and so now we have to do a better job at sifting through and coming up with evidence-based information and research that allows us to guide more effective thinking. And so at the Kauffmann Foundation, one of the things that's happening is a lot of data collection around this, a lot of measuring around what works, and a lot of experimentation, because with entrepreneurial ecosystems, you can't predict the outcome. You can measure the performance of the interventions you do, but you can't predict the outcomes. So one of the things that I would possibly emphasize is that we've had a little bit too much attention here to the importance of capital. Inevitably now we're in a world where you need less capital to start up, and there's been a little bit of a badge of honor by entrepreneurs that I got my first round of money, but maybe they didn't need that. And I think there's also been a real push in the venture capital industry that's really interested, obviously, in being entrepreneurial themselves in terms of actually generating wealth from these new startups. And so I think one of the first things I'd say we have to be able to do is we have to be much smarter about the money game. We have to understand, when do we really need to take money? When should we be more lean? Certainly there's a great book called The Lean Startup. If viewers haven't really read it. The Lean Startup is just fantastic. And one of the things we look at is how we should bootstrap longer, and how that really the creation of this firm is something that's a sort of slow, iterative process of forming teams, using your informal networks and your social networks to do that, changing out the team members, recycling the ideas, going forward. It's not a question of start, stop, succeed, fail for me. It's more of an organic, evolutionary process of eventually getting to the point where you feel we figured out the formula such that every time you put that dog food down, the dog in there. And I think this is really the challenge, I think, of the entrepreneurial support community and of the entrepreneurs, which is how do you really be much more precise with your interventions and your efforts and your thinking, and how do you make this less around starting a business in terms of the mechanical parts of this, and more around how do I really get the essence of the idea here in life.
How do I start solving problems for my customers? How
Exactly.
do I deliver that service straight away? And actually the Global Brainstorm itself is sort of almost a prime example of that, because we're here with laptops and iPhones and things like that cobbled together on a shoestring to deliver a service based on networks that we've really leveraged online, Facebook, LinkedIn and the likes, to bring together a team of people to make something happen. And ideas do evolve, don't they? Whether it be the ideas supporting the entrepreneurs, whether it be the entrepreneurial ideas, nothing's ever perfect first time. It's a question of that continual learning. And that's very much the process which...
Well, and the model we've got now is we're really all building airplanes while they're in flight. And we are looking, we had in the Global Entrepreneurship Congress session we had in Shanghai last year, one of the speakers actually said, I'm going to step off stage, I'll be back in 15 minutes, I'm going to let the panel continue. By the time he came back, he'd actually formed a company around the idea that was discussed at the beginning of the panel, because he wanted to demonstrate it. He very quickly registered the domain name, he figured out how he could put together a very simple concept, and he actually gave it a very, very quick brand. And it was demonstrating that, that stuff is not the important stuff. The important stuff is figuring out if I got the idea right. there's been too much focus on business plans. There's been too much focus on incorporating the business, and these are the mechanical things, in my view, that don't really get into the innovative creativity thinking and social process of what this is. And it's a team sport. I mean, it's basically just teams that go out and to go through this process of creating new firms. And we have to, all that we really have to be able to do is first do no harm. I mean, sometimes a lot of the work that the entrepreneurship community is doing, the government's doing, and those of us that support entrepreneurs, I think we should acknowledge we've sometimes done too much. A lot of the time we just need to create the right environment, and we just need to make it as easy as possible for those people to be able to collaborate and to be able to team together and do things, even while they're currently in another job, which is one of the reasons that Startup Weekends
do their own fear and mindset. Thank you, Jonathan.
You're welcome. I got one question for so I want to know, do you agree or disagree with my statement? It's entrepreneurs that create venture capitalists. It's not venture capitalists that create entrepreneurs. A little controversy. There we go.
Love it. Entrepreneurs create venture capitalists. Do you agree? Thanks very much.